Not a bad day. It was beautiful out there. I mean, we're not feeling that smoking hot, stifling heat. So it's actually really quite nice.
Yeah, a little bit of that haze, Jamie, which would be nice if that cleared, but not as bad as what we were seeing some days last week. No complaints there. Let's take a look at this weather window photo. It is harvest for many farmers, and that flax, when it gets to that beautiful bluey purple color, oh my goodness, just stunning. Thank you to Colleen Kaiser for snapping this photo near Caroline and sharing it with us. You can send your photos to Calgary Weather at globalnews.ca. So throughout the afternoon, you probably noticed some of those thunderheads building to the west. Thunderstorms to the west of Calgary, in the foothills and into the Rockies. Here, though, we just had a mix of sun and cloud. 24 was the daytime high, so that's fairly normal for this time of year. 25 was the high this time last year, and 32 was a record. That was set way back in 1928. As we look ahead at tonight, 22 degrees. Great night if you want to go for a little bike ride or a walk or whatever. Enjoy. Or if you want to start the morning off tomorrow with a bike ride or a walk, not bad at all. 16 degrees. In the afternoon, 25 degrees. Really small chance that we could see a thunderstorm break out of the foothills and make its way through Calgary. We'll be watching that closely. And then 21 in the evening hours. As we get into next week, temperatures will stay nice and warm and above seasonal. 24 on Monday and then 26 on Tuesday. I'll let you know how the rest of the week is shaping up in our 7-day forecast. Here's a look at temperatures in and around the city. I thought it was a beautiful day. Went to Golf Future, I think that's what it's called, and tried to practice my swing. Trying to pick up golf. I'm trying, folks. Doing my best here. Here's a look at these temperatures. A great day for golf. Temperatures in and around Calgary between 23 and 27 degrees. So it was a warm one. Not hot like what we have seen this summer, but to me, just right. Going south, 26 in Lethbridge today, 27 in Medicine Hat, 25 in Red Deer, 26 in Edmonton. Looking farther north, check out high level at 31 degrees and into the high 20s for Grand Prairie and Fort McMurray. So we do have some heat warnings in place up north for high level and Fort Mac. These areas are expecting temperatures to be in the high 20s, low 30s for the next few days. Not good news considering the fire danger risk right now is quite high to extreme up north. This just continues to dry out conditions. And then we have those air quality statements, not in Alberta, but over in BC. We continue to watch the wildfire situation in our neighboring province as well. They had quite a bit of thunderstorm activity throughout BC today that did hit our Rockies and into the foothills. So if you were heading west into Banff, that's what you were dealing with today. Now tomorrow, we could see a very similar setup. However, what we're watching for is potentially a stray thunderstorm that could push its way through Calgary throughout tomorrow afternoon. So there you go. That's what we'll be watching throughout tomorrow. Temperature-wise, into the 30s tomorrow again for high level, and then Grand Prairie and Fort Mac joining high level in the 30s, 28 in Edmonton, 27 in Red Deer, as well as Lethbridge, and 28 tomorrow in Medicine Hat. Over the next few days, as we make our way through next week, 24 on Monday, 26 on Tuesday. Could see some thunderstorms again on Wednesday. Thursday, 25 degrees. And then we see a bit of a cool down as we make our way to the back half of the week. 21 Friday as well as Saturday. Watching that forecast very closely. We had a lot happening this weekend, next weekend. Rogers Charity Classic, Country Thunder. So, of course, watching that forecast very closely. Certainly feeling like summer across Canada, but mainly Western Canada. Here's a look at our hotspots. The national hotspot, Lytton, BC at 33 degrees. Our provincial hotspot, not far behind, Keg River. 31 was the daytime high, all the way up in northern Alberta. So here is a look at those daytime highs today. If you're looking at BC, Vancouver 24, but that heat certainly stretching across Western Canada, mainly up north. That's where our hottest temperatures are in the prairies. And then looking out east, well, they have been dealing with the remnants of Hurricane Debbie. That cooled temperatures down a bit, but today they're back up into the mid-20s for the most part. 24 in Toronto, 25 in Ottawa, 26 was the high today in Montreal. So watching for those air quality statements through BC because of wildfire smoke and these heat warnings as well. Parts of BC, Alberta, the Northwest Territories. Saskatchewan and stretching into parts of Manitoba. Keeping an eye on that instability tomorrow that's expected to develop once again through the Rockies and foothills, potentially impacting parts of central and southern Alberta throughout the afternoon. And then as we look east, a lot of those rainfall warnings have now ended, but there's still some water spout watches in place for the Great Lakes. As I mentioned, they continue to deal with the remnants of Hurricane Debbie that just dumped a ton of rain, over 150 millimeters, onto the city of Montreal earlier this week. So that's what we're keeping an eye on across the country this weekend.